I went to the gym this morning, had some clarity as I was stretching. I was listening to some tarot readings. The ones that just, like, I chose one and then I was at the gym, right? So then just a next one would come on. It wasn't ones I was choosing, they were just kind of popping up, allowing the universe to decide for me. I had asked the universe for clarity and to make things really obvious, and feel like I got that today. Just in regards to the ENTP and the ENFP and all that. And it reminded me of some of the psychic readings that I've had. Like one of the tarot readers today, it was like a brand new person I've never even heard of before. She basically said, like, you got yourself out of a trap. You were like a bird in a cage and now you're free. I mean, the psychic from a year ago, that was my first psychic experience. She was really good, like spot on. You know, she had concerns as well. The INFP friend who didn't want to be my friend anymore because I wouldn't listen to her. She wouldn't let me make my own decision, but it's understandable, you know, she has to do what's best for her. I mean, she kind of said the same thing, like, and I mean, it's not like I didn't see that. It's possible I didn't see how bad it could have gotten. That is very possible. But I think part of the safety for me with being with the ENTP, who wanted me all to himself, was I felt like safe in that. You know, I'm a 4. I'm a sexual 4, like a SXSP, self-preservation. Like, I really enjoy like a really tight relationship where it's like you and me against the world, and you know, as long as I'm feeling like, yeah, you're giving me your attention, your loyalty, your time, your affection, like I'm the only one you want, we're gonna do life together, like that's what I want. I think with I don't see myself wanting to be in a relationship with an ENTP again. I mean, not unless, it's not that I wouldn't, it's just, I think we both loved each other, but I don't think we were in love with each other, if that makes sense. Like, I think that's why it was so peaceful. Like, we made the decision with our TI, like it made sense. You know, we both, I mean, I wanted someone who would be my best friend, do life with me. And it's not that I didn't feel like at times, there's birds up there. It's not that at times I didn't feel like waves of love. I did feel that. It was kind of intermittent. Like, it happened enough at the time to feel satisfied with the heart connection. You know, as long as we're intentional with the heart connection, like, it's okay. Like, it's cool. But it definitely was more of a, this makes sense type of decision, you know? Whereas the ENFP, like, he's really in my heart. Like, I can't unlove him. That's just not possible. But also I recognize, like, he's not good for me. And like 2 years ago, I felt suicidal, literally, because I was just so like in despair mode. And that's not his fault. Like, he has his own stuff he's going through. We're all responsible for our own stuff. But a big thing that mattered to me was that at least the ENTP would show up every day. I mean, in the beginning, you know, he had his weeks at a time that he left, but he also told me, like, hey, look, like, men are like a rubber band, like, and I thought that, okay, like, at the beginning it makes sense. Over time, like, surely this will not keep happening. Like, as long as there's improvement and we keep coming together, and eventually he'll trust me enough, he'll realize, oh, she's a safe person. Oh, I can share anything with her. Like, she'll hold space for me and she'll love me anyway and whatever. Like, that's why I just was not expecting him to just disappear. But, like, the psychic told me that would happen, basically. I mean, she basically, she's a psychic that helps, like, the police find bodies or whatever. I don't know. My friend, my ENFP friend, is the one that gave me her information. It was like a year-long waiting list. And so a year ago, like 13 months ago, is when I finally had, like, the session with her, you know, over the phone. But, like, she meditated beforehand, felt my energy, and then it was like an hour-long session, which I think she gave me an hour and a half. But it was, like, really cool. She said my grandparents were there. The main things was finance going forward, focus on you, balance is key, meditation, travel where you want to be, making plans. Like, those were, like, key things that she said right off the bat. And then she went into detail. Yeah, like, she had told me, don't hold back, don't change plans, don't not go, travel is important. This was before I even met the ENTP in person. Like, I met him, like, I think at the end of May. So I didn't, like, change my plan, right? She just said a lot of stuff that really made sense. And then my grandparents feels like to make sure I'm okay, this is important for me. Yeah. Things about, like, changing it up. Felt like it's putting new things in about the garden and the yard. It felt important to get this done or make it your own. I'm trying to just hit on, like, some key things that I've, like, underlined without saying, like, too much, but because a lot of this she was talking about, like, me and the ENTP, and then but really the main thing with the ENTP, she said, was a lack of stability. And she told me, like, I don't want you to find out, like, a year from now that he's not who he says he is, or that he's trying to, like, how did she say it? So I feel there's been a lot of red flags. It's things that you do realize and you do know about, and I'm supposed to push you a little bit more to determine who this person is, the authentic person, so you really know who you're dealing with or what you're dealing with now. And I mean, I feel like I got to know the authentic person. I also have any tricksters, so maybe there's a lot more to him that I really didn't know. I have no idea. Like, I'm not here to bash him or anything. Like, he treated me well overall. I mean, yeah, he had issues, but we all have issues, you know? I think he did his best, just like I did my best. She said, you need to know who this person is to read between the lines and get a real feel, because in relationships, this person is having a lot of problems in their background or a lot of miscommunication with people they've been with, which is fair. I mean, I think you could say that about a lot of people, right? here's the thing here. She said, his energy feels very shaky to her, you know, and that I should do the responsible thing for myself. Don't align with someone that you find out too much stuff later, and then it's kind of hard to go back. You don't want to waste your time talking or being focused on somebody that it's not in your best interest. And then she's like, okay, there's another energy I'm picking up on. She said, let's move on from, well, yeah. I mean, she basically nailed what I was looking for in a relationship, you know? To be happy and joyous. Finding a partner is so important because that's what you bring in life, or that's what you want in life, is to be with someone that you can really build a life on, and to have someone that is companionship to do things with and you're happy with. And that's why I keep leaving the East Coast guy out, because I just feel like there's some things there that you need to look at and check on just before you go see him for yourself. She said, so put yourself in a different place strategically so that you have to balance all out for yourself, because you'll be the one supporting everyone. I feel like everything falls on your shoulders, and you don't need to bring someone into your life that if things start to fall apart, it's really going to affect you. Yeah. He wants to be there for you, protect you, and take care of your son, but he doesn't even take care of himself. When we break down how you live and go about your life, I see you guys as opposites. And she said again, he doesn't have stability. He's looking at you as like you come into his life to fulfill his dreams. There's something not quite right with this picture. You've got to do a background. Like, she had me do a background check, which I did. Only because she said so it kind of made me feel like, fuck, like, she put that fear in my head, now I have to do a background check. I mean, yeah, it's fine. But anyway, yeah. So the psychic didn't really like me being with the ENTP to begin with. I mean, she wasn't saying don't not go, you know? Of course they were saying go anyway. I'm sure the universe knows I have to go because I don't want to be wondering. Like, I have to see. Like, I have to see things through, you know? She said, being with him, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of difficulty long term of things going forward. I just feel like there's going to be some issues or problems that are going to be really difficult for you, problematic. I think you're gonna wish that you had checked him out. Some of the stories don't add up. One of them is stability. She said it again. When things don't work out, does he see himself as the common denominator or problem? Why hasn't he been stable anywhere? I feel like talking to him, you really relate back and forth and you get each other. I feel like there's a whole side of him that you don't see, and there's little things he says, so you get an idea, and I'm trying to broaden the picture and scope of it. And I won't share the scope that she shared because it's, you know, whatever. So basically stability, which, I mean, I think that's just the SI inferior. I mean, plus the FI trickster, you know, like, if FI is like valuing yourself and like values, and then like, you know, SI, it's just, it makes sense, you know. So I mean, I would have to provide the FI most of the time. I'd have to, I mean, my SE parent of course would provide for his SI, but then with polarity, like, the man has the burden of being like the provider and protector and all that, so like, you really have to be stable. I mean, so I mean, I get it. Like, I think if he is watching this, like, I don't want you to give up. I want you to keep like pushing through. You just have to get through, you know? It's really hard to build the inferior function. There's no shame in that. Like, SI inferior, like that, it's hard. It's really hard. I don't blame you for anything. I knew what I was getting into. That saying, all is fair in love and war, like, yeah, because everyone like comes with their own shit, and they've got their fears and all this crap and these stuff, you know, and everyone has to choose themselves, you know. So like, I don't blame you, I don't blame me, I don't blame anyone. Like, it is what it is. It didn't work out. And I really do hope you find someone, but I hope you don't wait to continue your growth I hope you continue your growth despite not having someone yet. Like, you have you matter, you're important, you are enough. I think if I was an ISFP, like, this relationship probably could have like still be going, you know. I think it's just compatibility. Like, yeah, we're compatible in like a lot of ways, and with intention and stuff, like we could have made it work, but it's just different. It's different with natural pair versus intrigue pair. Like, I don't believe that he had like ill intentions or anything. I mean, I do feel like he probably would have always chosen himself over me when it came down to it. So that didn't really make me feel safe, but at the same time, I have so much faith in myself and belief in myself. Like, I know I can get through anything. So I was like, okay, like, if something happens to me and he fucking bolts, like, I know I'm gonna be okay. I know I am. So I was willing to like risk that, you know. You just have to weigh out the risks and benefits. And I felt like having companionship and like someone to talk to every day and like share a life together, I felt like all that was worth it, you know. Okay, so they said this to me. She said, my angels kept bringing up the word education, always going, always learning. You should be proud of yourself, be focused on you. Let's see. I feel like for you, partnership, someone that you deeply love, that you feel spiritually connected to, for you is really important. Yes. And when I sat down today, is there an M or a J? And I was like, Guardian Angel Michael? Because I don't know, like in my hard times in the past, like I'm not religious at all, but when I really needed someone, I just spoke to Michael. Not like it was the Guardian Angel Michael, but I don't know, I just felt like Michael was there. She said, most people have more than one guide. The intuitive side can kick in to connect more deeply with guided meditation, which definitely did. Let's see. She also was like, are there any problems with your car right now? And well, yeah, I got this thing saying there was a recall, and she said, make sure to take care of that. And when I went to the dealership, they were like, whoa, your brakes are like fucked, you need new brakes. I was like, okay, give me new brakes. So thank you, psychic. Thank you, spirit guides. She said, your spirit guides get the feeling that you always live near water. Now, I felt like by water they meant extroverted intuition. She said, I felt like wherever you go, wherever you live, you'll always be close to water in this lifetime. Being close to water is important for you. Anyway, Okay, so what's the part where she talks about the ENFP? Like, there's so many pages here. Talk about my parents, talk about my son a little bit. With your boyfriend, I feel like it's about he wants to get together and have your own place, have everything situated for you guys, but not about everybody else and everything. I feel like it's more just the two of you on your journey together. And that's what I wanted, you know? That's what I thought I wanted. She said, is there a pattern that's not going to change? And I asked about what are his intentions, because I can't see intentions. She's like, I feel like he could take you away and put you in a place where you guys could be set up and happy together. I think in his mind, he's got all these plans for you two. He's built up this whole life for you two in his mind. And I feel like when you talk to him, you get a sense of that. In his mind, he's built the whole scenario about meeting you, where you guys can live, where you can go, what you could do. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already talked about getting married to you. I feel like he has all these thoughts. If he meets you and you click, I think he's got all the thoughts on working everything out together going forward. There's something that just feels not right. I feel like there's something there that you may not know about. Just go into it with clarity, have all the knowledge. You could find out he wants to isolate you from everyone and be dependent on him, and that's it. That's not a good life. And that was really, that right there, like, I mean, that really could have been it. And that was concerning, because it's like, okay, so you're going to be the breadwinner. I'm going to quit my job and be dependent on you. So, like, I was doing investments and stuff, like trying to make sure that I have finances for myself just in case, you know, like, because I have been in a situation before where, like, I was on eHarmony one time, like, I don't know how long ago, and I thought, oh, people on eHarmony, like, they're serious about relationships. Are they? So this guy, he's like an attorney, red flag. He's like, oh, I have a conference in Miami. I'll fly you out for the weekend and we can spend the weekend together. And I thought, whoa, like, how exciting, like, whoa. And I was poor at the time. And so he flies me out. I'm like waiting outside the hotel for him to arrive. And then there just happens to be some guy like sitting a couple feet away from me. And so we start talking, like just normal chit chat of a stranger you just met, right? And then he pulls up in his taxi, and he walks up to me, and then he looks at me like, how dare you talk to another man? Like, he looked at me like he owned me, and I was like, nope. Big fuck no. Now, I was so poor that I could not even afford to like get a hotel room. So I was just like, yeah, stay on your side of the bed, I'll stay on my side of the bed. Like, I'll be polite to you and gracious. I'll let you take me out to breakfast, and then I'm just going to be like, okay, well, thank you, and keep going. Like, have a day to myself. Like, thank goodness, like, he didn't try anything with me. I guess I've been pretty lucky for the most part. When I make bad decisions, I've been pretty lucky. But that was definitely a learning thing for me. And it just kind of like, yeah, attorneys, salesmen, cops, like, there's certain, like, politicians, obviously, like, there's certain people, like, it's just like, yeah. And like, you don't own me. Nobody owns me. Nobody owns me. Like, yeah. Oof. Okay. So She even mentioned the friend, and she's like, it's funny that you call him a friend, because I feel like he has a lot of deep love for you, which, you know, despite all the fucking turbulence and volatility with the ENFP, like, I did feel that there was really deep love between us. I really felt that. And I would ask myself on psychedelics, like, is this really love, or is this something else? Like, is this a trauma bond? Or like, and I would get the answer, no, this is love. I mean, I saw him as a snake, 3 times while I was on shrooms? But also I had this feeling like, yeah, I can trust that this is who he is. Like, I can trust in that. Like, a snake will always be a snake. You can trust that he has a poor character. And like, the last one, which really freaked me out, I don't even know if I shared this already. Oops. This was the one that really freaked me out. It was in like a cartoon, and he was a puppeteer, like a puppet master, pulling the strings, and it was really fun for me, and I knew he wasn't gonna hurt me. But when I woke up, I just felt terrified. Yeah, that was really terrifying. But as far as snake, I mean, the ENTP, he also came up as a snake a couple times. Like, there was one where he was this big gray python. He was wrapped around my neck, like, snugly. And then there was another one where, you know, my eyes are closed and I look over to the left and he's over there, and I was choking. Like, I couldn't breathe. My throat was restricting. And then I looked back over here and it loosened up. So I'm like, let's try that again. I do it again, did the same thing, and I was like, oh fuck, is he trying to like control me? And so, you know, I let the shrooms do what they're doing, and then I determined, well, he's not trying to control you, he's trying to protect you. And that shroom experience is actually what helped me to trust him and feel really afraid of the ENFP. But, you know, today as I was getting my clarity, I feel like I've been staying away from ENFPs and ESTJs, and I can be really harsh with them, like with my judgments of them. And, you know, I think that's because of fear. It's fear. Because I know they potentially have such power to hurt me. You know, being with the ENTP, it was safe. Like, if he hurts me, like, yeah, it hurts, but like, it's not like I'm not gonna go to despair over it. But with the ENFP, like that's really like deep in there. Like, he's a part of me. And that's kind of partly why part of me is like, well, I think it's okay not seeing him again, because because maybe I'm afraid that like I'm not over him. Maybe I'm not as over him as I tell myself I am. So like, but also just because you love someone, it doesn't mean you're meant to be together, you know what I mean? So I still have to be wise with my decision making. I have to make sure that I take care of myself. And if I choose a partner, I need to make sure that they're looking out for my best interests as well. And when she talked about him, the ENFP, the psychic, you know, she just confirmed, you know, the things that I had already kind of known, felt and known. Like he has a lot to deal with on his own. She said, I feel like he can turn his situation and his whole life around, not just with you, but his whole life, because I feel like he would feel so much better about himself if he understood all of it a lot better. I feel like he has such a deep emotional bond with you. There's so much love there, a close commitment, an attachment, protective of you, happy to be with you. That type of thing. I don't want to say too much, you know. But, yeah. So, these psychics, they really know what they're talking about. And you know, in one of my past life regressions, the one where I was a Viking woman, like a early 20s, beautiful blonde-haired woman wearing a long blue dress, and the village was burning down, and I ran back, and the ENFP, he was my dead husband on the bed who had a quick death. That was interesting. We've probably lived several lives together, you know? And what the other psychic had told me was that we probably have like some karmic stuff to work out in this life. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I must have worked through mine, because I feel really healthy. I feel really healthy, and I really hope that he's worked through his. I really do. Yeah. So the other psychic experience, I have a lot of notes here. So she said she senses, I'll just read word for word. So senses that I'm going through some healing process. Maybe things are coming up for me, being activated or triggered. May also be tuning back or touching base with certain emotions or thoughts, memories, experiences, past relationships. I've been healing for a while, they say. They means like the spirit guides, you know. And there's a little bit of grief there too, a state of mourning. It doesn't have to be a physical person. It could be a certain experience or relationship or something that happened, even part of yourself. There's a lot of identity stuff right now. There are identity shifts happening or are about to take place. You are in a place of transition right now. It may feel kind of wobbly, uncertain, like there's a lack of stability. You're questioning certain mindsets of yours, perspectives of yours, relationships and environments of yours. Identity shifts and transitioning at the moment. More to come next year, which would be 2026. No, 2025. Did I put a date on this? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think it's this year. And then she said that's emphasized a lot. More to come this year. Yep, she's right. She said, making peace. There's a lot of peace, wanting to make peace for you, in the process of making peace right now. Even if it's making peace with an experience or relationship They feel it's a lot of making peace with yourself as well. I'm not sure if I'm tuning into a past life, but something about motherhood, something about a soulmate, something about you seeking, there's a soulmate, and I'm not sure if this has already happened or something that's happening right now. So I have to say that we are all soulmates actually, and we have important soulmates, some core soulmates that we have, that we incarnate with lifetime after lifetime. You also have different romantic soulmates that we incarnate with lifetime after lifetime. We come in with a set of karmic lessons. There is a certain soulmate of yours, I feel that either that you are healing from or that your soul is seeking. And I do feel that there is one of your core soulmates. Maybe this is even like a past life, but motherhood comes in again. It may have happened already or is happening now. I do feel like this is a past life thing. Seeking a certain soul coming in. This soul that you're seeking, it's probably a squirrel. The soul that you're seeking either coming in or has left. Regardless if he or she is coming in or has left, this soul is coming back to me. You do meet again. You do connect with. I do feel like it may actually be soon, or some aspect of that reuniting of a soulmate. Shift in mindset. There's healing and making peace. A new soulmate, another soulmate. This is really important. If it's not taking place now, it's going to take place soon. Next, they say shift in mindset regarding career and purpose. Seeking purpose, a deep-seated purpose regarding yourself. And it may shift things with your career. Seeking a deeper purpose within. You've been called, I feel, which is probably why you're going through these initiations. You've been called to do more of a self-discovery and really learn who you are right now. There's a lot of healing that's involved, and will be a lot of shifts outside of who you are. This could mean relationships, environments, and career, which all has been happening. Self-discovery journey, healing, deepening understanding of self, deepening spiritual journey, making peace next year, which is this year. Next year is all about healing, seeking or creating peace for yourself within, inner peace, lots of changes. If you're not experiencing initiations yet, you're bound to experience initiations next year. I mean, yeah, I've had a lot of I feel like shifts in parallel realities several times. I mean, I had one this morning at the gym. It may feel rocky a bit. I feel like it's more like emotional, mental, spiritual, energetic instability, uncertainty. They're reminding you that if you do feel rocky, they say it's all actually very good, because it's actually guiding you towards where you need to be, who you need to meet, what you need to be, and who you need to be, who you need to become. Like shit. I do feel that financially, as far as that kind of security, I feel like you're okay. Thank God. The Pentacles, blah, blah, blah. I do sense abundance, and there is joy for you. But again, you're gonna go through some initiations first. Yeah, like a breakup, changing a job. I do sense that you're very intuitive. The Queen of Wands. You are able to make things happen. Yes, I am. To get through challenges, to stand your ground, and be in your throne as the queen, as the person in control, managing your life. But you have to do it using your intuition. That's really what I've been working on, is tuning in and trusting my intuition. I do feel like you're very logical. You can be very analytical. You have the intellect. You got that grounded. They're trying to get you to shift a little more towards your intuition, to learn how to balance intellect and the intuition. Because you do feel a lot, and that's part of your intuition. So like I feel like the NINEFI, I mean even the SI, like, because I feel like paying attention to how your body feels, because you know, I can, as a kid I could definitely dissociate, like come out of my body, you know. Anyway, she said about the ENFP that he and I may have shared some trauma in a past life, and that trauma may be still part of his karma and part of yours together. Think of these soulmates as souls that you have unconditional love for, and they have unconditional love for you. They support you with any karmic lesson, whatever you need to help you become better or for your soul to evolve. Yeah. That's kind of how I felt it and feel it. Like even with the ENTP, like I feel like, you know, maybe we had like some kind of soul contract and we both evolved as much as we could evolve together, maybe. I feel like the next person in my life probably, I don't know, I'm just feeling like it's gonna be an ENFP. I just have that feeling. I don't know which ENFP. Like, I told the universe, hey, if Richard Grannon comes by and meets me and is interested in me, like, I'd totally be interested in dating him or whatever. But you know, I'm feeling a lot of love for my ENFP, and I've made peace with, you know, maybe never seeing him again in this life. Like I do feel like we're soulmates. I told him that, you know, many times, and it's okay. Like we're on this planet, in this life, in these bodies for a reason. We all have our own paths, and it's like, you know, I made peace with it. Like I'm really just focusing on myself, trying to balance my functions, really exploring metaphysics and like tuning into my body. Like I've been going to the gym like almost every day now, whereas before, God, I like stopped working out for a while. But I feel like I've really evolved as a human being. I mean, a lot, like crazy amount of growth. I'm really proud of myself. I don't know if anything I said could be helpful to someone else. I don't know. I mean, I guess we're all just like little balls of light that fractured off to create like here where we are. And I chose an ISTP Enneagram 4 avatar, and I'm a manifesting generator, or is that what it's called? And my Taurus, like all these things that, like, you know, they really fit. They really fit. Like if you're not into like astrology and like all the other crap, like, dude, it's legit, and it is helpful. So yeah, I plan on exploring more of myself for sure. I'm here to really find out who I am. I mean, it's the life path of a 4. FI angel. Who am I? So I feel hopeful, you know? I feel hopeful. And if the ENTP is watching this, like, I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want to cause you to feel bad. Like, you are worthy. You are enough. Like, we both are where we are on our life path. And then I feel like we both, like, you know, we both benefited from our experience together. And for whatever reason, like, you weren't ready to keep going. And that's okay. It's okay. Like, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, it hurts because, you know, losing a friend hurts. Losing a relationship and a future. Like, I thought I knew what my future was going to be for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Like, now I don't know. I don't know what my future is going to be, and maybe that's good because it opens the door to different futures. And I have a strong desire to explore myself more in ways that I just can't do, like, with the restrictions you put on me. So, yeah, I mean, like, I don't fault you for that. I felt like you just thought that, I felt like you were afraid of it or something. Like, you told me, like, you researched it and stuff and you thought it was unsafe or whatever, like it would break my brain or something. I don't know. Like, it's okay. Like, you're not a villain. You're not a bad guy. You are worthy. And my hope for you is that you'll find yourself in ISFP. I really hope that you decide to, like, really learn typology, learn about the ISFP, because that's your natural pair. And the ISFP will be able to love you naturally. Like, you won't have to be as intentional. It'll just come natural. So, because, you know, you really did try to love me. You know, you would try to give me TI to my TE. And if I were an ISFP, like, my TE inferior would really need that. But I don't have TE inferior. I have TE nemesis. I have FE inferior, you know? ENFPs, they have FI parent. And I think what I'm really wanting is an FI parent to care for me, to care for my FE. Like, I am grateful that being with you challenged me to get better at emotional regulation. Like, I feel like I've had a lot of equanimity, like, really a lot of stability within myself this past year, which is freaking awesome. Like, I felt a lot of peace this year. And, you know, it's not fair of me to judge you for not being an ENFP, you know? Like, I can't expect an FI trickster to be able to do what an FI parent can do. That's not fair. That's not fair. I do appreciate the time we spent together. I appreciate all of your hard work and effort. I recognize that you did put forth so much effort. Like, you are an amazing man. I just feel like your best match is someone else. And I think that someone else, when you find her, like, I think it'll be really magical. I mean, what we had, you know, is pretty magical in the metaphysical world. But, like, the natural pair, like, it's just different. So I really hope you get to experience that. And I hope you continue working on yourself, because the stronger you get, the better you get in yourself, the more stability you get, you'll be ready for her when she walks through the door. So I really hope that for you. Oh, so this has already been kind of long, 51 minutes, wow. Yeah, for all of you that made this far, thank you. I feel good. I feel good. I'm out here in nature. I saw a squirrel, like as I was walking out here, he just like ran and jumped onto a tree, and I was like, oh my God, a squirrel. So that's exciting. Very exciting. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep focusing on myself and my journey. And to all of you out there who are going through difficult times or a breakup, like, you know, things happen for a reason. They really do. It's not just something people say. Find the lessons in it and continue to make yourself better. And when the next person walks through the door, you'll be more prepared to have a healthier relationship. I mean, that's been my philosophy this whole time. Like, okay, well, another down. I'm another step closer to finding the right one. And part of that was I had to be the right one. I had to learn how to have equanimity. I had to learn how to take responsibility for my feelings. And, you know, just lots of lessons I had to learn. So, you know, always point the finger at yourself. Because, like, even when you feel like, oh my God, like, they did this and they did that and they did that. Yeah, okay, but look at their perspective. Like, if you go into their perspective, what would they say about you? Like, how do you think they feel about what happened about you? So I think that's a really good exercise, because it's important to see ourselves, and it can be really hard to see ourselves clearly when we're so focused on what they did. Like, focus on what you did, because you're with yourself your whole life. Everybody else comes and goes. Your parents are not going to be there the whole time. Your children are not going to be there the whole time. Like, it's just you. So really find a balance. Focus on yourself. Live with unconditional love. It doesn't mean that you let people abuse you. That's not what that means. And love yourself. Love yourself. So, okay.